You are now in tune with
Mamba Radio.
All right, what up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into Brown Mamba Radio. For those out there who don't know, my name is Jackson, and happy Monday to all you guys out there. Hopefully you all had a great weekend. Hopefully you guys had a happy Easter for those of you who celebrate Easter, and also a happy Passover for all my Jewish brethren out there. Yeah, like I said, hopefully whatever you celebrated, even if it was just Sunday, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. And going to quickly go over what happened last week from around the world of sports. We could run up, but before I get to all that, on this beautiful overcast Monday morning here in the LA area, I just wanted to shout out a little something that I did in my personal life last week. I went out to Mammoth to go snowboarding with some friends over for a couple days last week, and it was just so beautiful, so nice. The snow was perfect. It was a little hot, but it was just such a beautiful and nice little getaway. And I just encourage, I know this isn't, anything cool or anything new or anything like that, but I just encourage, if you live in a metropolitan area like I do in LA, and if you don't and you already live out in nature, that you're very lucky, first and foremost. But I just encourage everyone who lives in a metropolitan area like LA, to just every once in a while get out and experience nature for what it is. I'm not saying just completely disconnect and don't bring your phone and all that stuff, because everyone's got Wi-Fi now, so who cares? But and go and enjoy it. Take pictures. Go with some good friends. Like I said, just be outdoors, and like I said, especially if you're in the LA area, get some fresh air. That's the biggest thing. It's some fresh air. It's really nice. And just it's a beautiful thing. You just stop and stop and literally smell the roses and just enjoy it. And like I said, and especially if you live in LA like I do, go and see the rest of California. There's more to California than just LA and San Francisco, stuff like that. Because pretty much all of California is just nothing but beautiful nature. So, like I said, just wanted to get that out there. A quick little PSA. But I did enjoy going snowboarding. It was great. Like I said, I ate shit a couple times, can't front. I got a little caught up in the beauty. But hey, listen, it is what it is. And yeah, I just wanted to get that out there before. I round up what happened in the last week or so of sports. Starting with the most recent thing, I guess you want to say, but what happened last night, if you didn't know, the Notre Dame women's basketball team won in dramatic fashion, winning 2 games in a row on last-second buzzer beaters, courtesy of, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, Arike Ogunbowale. Yeah, so she hit 2 daggers in the last second. In the championship game, it was at the final buzzer. But yeah, just great win. Congrats to them, and also shout out to Kobe. Shout out to D'Lo, ice in her veins. So, yeah, congrats to them. Again, just go look for the highlights. It was crazy stuff. Stuff that you really kind of dream about, hitting those game-winning shots in the last second. Excuse me, but yeah, Notre Dame got the women won the national championship for the women's tournament, and then tonight we also have the men's tournament, or the men's national championship game tonight with number 3 Michigan going up against number 1 Villanova. I honestly don't know who's going to win. I have not been really following. I can't front. It's not that it's, boring or anything to me. It's just I don't know. I don't really follow college basketball enough to have a great opinion on it. The only extent I have is I think, I don't know. I'd probably pick Michigan because it's Jordan Brand and Michigan's tight because of the Fab Five and all that stuff. That's the extent of my fandom for college basketball. But yeah, hopefully, just like anything else, hoping for a good game. So I'll definitely be trying to check that out, and hopefully you guys do too. And then speaking of basketball, the NBA Hall of Fame inductees were announced. I believe, 13 different people were? Yeah, 13 people are inducted. Very, very, very top heavy on this one. Leading the way are Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, and Ray Allen. four guys that I grew up watching, and we're at that point now, at least I'm at that point, and my friends and I, where the people that we grew up watching are now retired, getting inducted in the Hall of Fames and all that stuff, and it's just a very, it's a big reality check on, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting fucking old over here. But not just those guys, but also got Mo Cheeks, who played for most of his time with, I believe, the 76ers. And, he spent some time coaching in the NBA, bouncing around, team to team. And then it's Charlie Scott, and then there's some women's NBA or WNBA players who were inducted. Tina Thompson, who I remember. I very fondly remember Tina Thompson. She was very good. And then Katie Smith, Orome Washington. And then we had some other, we got a European player in there. This guy, Dino Rada, don't know. I'll definitely look him up, or we'll figure it out in the Hall of Fame speeches and stuff like that. And then some front office people and coaches. We got Rick Welch, Rod Thorne, and Coach Lefty Dreisel. But yes, again, it is very, very top heavy with Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, and Ray Allen. All four very well deserved. Just go back and watch their stuff. Grant Hill, everyone knows was probably supposed to be one of the best ever, but, ridden by injuries. But that still didn't really affect him, I guess, as much. Obviously he went to the Hall of Fame. And then also not just for his work in the NBA, probably for his, all of the stuff he did at Duke. Steve Nash, we all know how great he was, changed the game, 7 seconds or less Suns. And then first starting off with Dallas, then going to the Suns, and then most recently with the Lakers, which we can forget about that. And J Kidd, everyone knows J Kidd, for everything that he's done with the game. Just a transcending player. Everyone, just like I said, he's so good. Just a triple double machine. Led the Nets to multiple finals. And just an all around threat. Who everyone. That talked about J Kidd knows how well-rounded of a player he was. And like I said, he didn't win any rings, but actually he did get a ring. I forgot. Sorry about that. He did get a ring with the Mavs. Forgot about that. But definitely didn't win anything in his prime, but definitely changed the game. And then we all know about Ray Allen. Ray Allen. Jesus Shuttleworth. Come on. What else I gotta say? But most of his time, they'll put up a lot of numbers with the Bucks, with the Sonics. And then obviously won a ring with the original Big Three in Boston with the Celts, and then had the late game heroics with the Heat to help them get another ring. And like I said, just well deserved for all four of those guys. Again, very very humbling, to see, like I said, some of the greats that I grew up watching, getting inducted in the Hall of Fame and all that stuff, and that means they've been out of the game for a while, which they have been. But and then some other guys who missed it. I guess I have it here. It says that there were some finalists who didn't get in. They were Chris Webber, another guy, very borderline, very very borderline, dominating player, great player. It's just didn't really quote unquote win anything really, and it did have a lot of controversy around his career. So that's definitely going to be interesting to see how he plays out later. And I guess Coach Rudy Tomjanovich, just another guy on the outside looking in. Again, just both these guys are just very borderline, where it's like they're on the bubble. They did enough to maybe, but just kind of maybe depends on if someone was in a good mood that day or something like that, I guess. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see. And again, congrats to all the inductees, not just Nash, Kidd, Hill, and Ray Allen, but all 13 inductees. We will see all you guys in the NBA Hall of Fame. And then let's see what else we got going. Bringing it back here to LA, there was a great soccer match between the LAFC, the new LAFC, who by the way has the fire kits. I need to get them. And the LA Galaxy with the debuting Ibrahimovic. And like I said, I don't follow much soccer, as you can tell if you're a fan of the show, and you know that I don't really talk about it much. But I do know most of the big name guys, and I do know that Ibrahimovic is pretty good. And yeah, he showed it. As soon as he came out on the field, scored that long goal, and then he also had the game winner in overtime, or extra time, excuse me. But yeah, great match. I highly recommend you go back and look for it. Probably, I know some people that went to the game, they said it was one of the greatest games they've ever seen in their life. Like I said, go back and watch it. I saw just the highlights, and I saw a little bit of it. It was pretty freaking intense. And then hopefully that inspires more people to want to go see some soccer here in LA. So we got that going. Speaking of football in LA, the Rams signed Ndamukong Suh. I believe it's a 1-year deal, but they got Ndamukong Suh. And if you're a quarterback in the NFC West or playing the Rams this next year, you better be careful. And they whoever it is, we're talking Russell Wilson, whoever it is in Arizona, talking, anybody, any of those guys, they better watch out. Because now they got, not just only do they got Ndamukong Suh, we got Aaron Donald, and two of the most dominating inside linemen not just in the NFC, or not just in but in the entire league. They definitely bossed up on that one. I think, like I said, it's a 1-year deal, so they don't really they're not taking too big of a risk of everyone knows about Ndamukong Suh's past and all the dirty stuff that he's done. Like I said, everyone knows all that, but like I said, the 1 year shouldn't be too much. It's a good thing to say, like, hey, look, we're giving you a chance. Don't fuck this up, that kind of thing, So we'll have to wait and see on that. Hopefully he can stay healthy, and like I said, if he can and he can keep his head on straight, he'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with down there, along with Aaron Donald. And speaking of football, pertaining to my favorite team, the Raiders, they released Marquette King, arguably the best, if not the best, then the undoubted second best punter in the league behind Hecker here on the Rams. But yeah, just shaking my damn head on that one. They're trying to pose it as it was a cap move because he's going to make like $3 million. What $3 million? What the fuck is that to an NFL team? That's nothing. We all know, or those of you that don't know, John Gruden is now the head coach of the Raiders again. And if you've been watching any Monday Night Football games with the volume on, which I recommend you don't do, you know that John Gruden was not the biggest fan of Marquette King. He did not like his antics. He didn't like any of that stuff. But it's like, you know what, man? Listen, I'm a big John Gruden fan myself. But this is some fucking bullshit. Like he's celebrating and he's acting the way he's acting because he knows he's one of the best punters in the league and he's doing a good job and he's doing his job very well. A lot of the Raiders' drives or their defensive drives, which I will here. I'm gonna come out preface this. The Raiders' defense was not good last year at all, and Marquette King helped save them so much by punting the ball within the, keeping the ball in the 20-yard line, the 10-yard line, even the 5-yard line a bunch of times. But he did such a good job helping that defense out that imagine if they didn't have as good a punter as Marquette King, how bad this defense probably would have looked, or how much worse this defense would have looked. Jesus Christ, how much worse this defense would have looked if he wasn't helping them out so much. So yeah, very baffling. I don't even know who their backup punter is. We have we're losing Janikowski this year as well. But it's okay. We got Tavecchio, which is fine. But hopefully he's not just more than a flash in the pan. Like I said, I don't know where we go from here. It just blows my mind. We all know, we just know that it was just a Gruden power play. Very, very stupid in that sense. A lot of people are posing as some racist shit, which it can be seen as, because John Gruden, it's really not a football move, It's just like he's trying to send a message. Well, it's like, what? For what? Sending a message about what? We're going to make this team, we're going to sacrifice good players? Like, what the hell? Literally, Marquette King can literally go to any team he wants to, probably, except for the Rams. But he can probably go anywhere he wants if because of how good he is, and it's just blows my mind, and it's really, really making me upset. I initially thought it was one of those things where, maybe he is making too much money, or they think he's making too much money. So they released him to get out of the contract and then re-sign him for something less or something like that. But even then, he deserves what he's getting. He is one of the best punters in the league. And yeah, not only he's the Green Ranger. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, Oh, come on. So, yeah, Market King, hopefully they can figure something out because this move is really pissing a lot of people off, myself included. But yeah, I guess that's about it. I just wanted to wrap that up for most of that stuff. I want to wrap it up with baseball being back. Finally, baseball's back. We had opening day weekend, which sounds very weird, I know, but they celebrate opening day all weekend long. And like I said, it's good to have baseball back in my life. And baseball, for those of you guys who don't know, it was one of my first loves. It was one of the first, the first sport I ever played. I've been playing it ever since I was about 4 years old. And so, yeah, baseball is like one of my first loves. I love baseball. People can say what they want about baseball. That's boring. It's too long. It's this, it's whatever. But you know what? You're not going to change me because I fucking love baseball. And I will definitely catch them a lot of Dodger games this year. So let's get to that. It's good, nice to talk again. It's just nice to talk about baseball again. I love baseball. So starting with the Dodgers, and then I'll get to the Angels later, just because I kind of feel like I have to. I am mainly specializing, quote unquote, specializing in LA sports and all that stuff. So I feel like I should at least talk about the Angels a little bit every now and then. But with the Dodgers, split the series 2-2 with the Evil Giants. Boo. The Evil Giants. Pitching looks great like always. Great outings from Kershaw and Rich Hill last night. Great outings from, we got a good win from Kenta Maeda. Alex Wood looked really great as well. And then the bullpen did well. But, they split with them because, they just got to get those bats going. That's it. That's really been the story of the Dodgers over the last, for the better part of this decade, where their pitching always does well. But, just for whatever reason, they can't hit the ball. And usually it's because they're facing really good pitching. That's just the way it goes. Pitching's been really good this year. Or the last, few years and stuff like that. But hopefully we don't have a whole lot more 1-0 games where it's just one mistake, like a home run by fucking Joe Panic. God dang it. Buster Posey's little brother. But... like I said, we got to get the bats going, and hopefully last night's game where they went 9-0 and they just hopefully get the lid off, and it's a big stress reliever for everybody. Bellinger got his first hit, which was a home run. Puig did really well. He had about a few RBIs, some good hits. And like I said, hopefully that'll just release a lot of the pressure and hopefully relax more guys on the team. And like I said, hopefully they can keep it rolling in AZ. They're going down to Arizona to face the Diamondbacks for the next series. And like I said, hopefully they can keep it going, keep the bats hot. And like I said, just we don't need home runs. We know that that's the strength of the Dodgers, is their power. We don't need, like I said, it's still early. We need all the wins we can get, but it's still early. Just work on just putting the ball in play, making things happen. We're not looking for home runs. We'll take singles, doubles. Woo, excuse me. Look at that. But yeah, we'll just take anything we can get. Like I said, just keep the bats hot. You know what I mean? I know everyone digs the long ball, but like I said, small ball works just fine as well. So that's how the Dodgers did. Like I said, they got the day off. They're going to start up again tomorrow, I believe. And same thing with the Angels. They also had their opening series against the lowly A's, where they went 3-1. Angels look all right, like I said, going 3-1 is great. Again, they did play, not the greatest competition in the A's. Sorry, A's fans. But they're going to be looking, hopefully, they do better than they did last year. I mean, it's so sad to see. Hopefully they do a lot better than they do last year, because it's so sad to see, the MVP, Mike Trout, just waste his talent down there in Anaheim. Because I mean, look, as a baseball fan, even though I don't really like the Angels, like I said, you gotta give respect where it's due. And Trout is very, very, very good at baseball. And you just hate to see in any sports league or anything like that, where you see the most talented guys get wasted on a roster or on a team that's just not really going anywhere. So yeah, like I said, hopefully they can play a little bit better this year. Trout, just again the defending reigning MVP. So like I said, we'll have to see how they do. And Ohtani, the biggest, the hottest free agent in the world. Shohei Ohtani looked pretty good in his debut. Started off a little slow, gave up that 3-run home run, but just came back, and I think I saw he retired 14 or 15 in a row or something like that, 14 or 15 in a row, and then just to real take care of business. I think he had like 7 strikeouts, and man, his change of speed, whew, going from like 99 on his fastball, and then he'll just drop off a 74-mile-an-hour curveball on you. That is crazy. That is crazy. And like I said, if his debut was anything to base anything off of, then he should do just fine. He'll be all right. Like I said, he's still young, but like I said, he's pretty damn good. And I know he's hitting the ball pretty well too. We might be looking at the next Babe Ruth, and the fact that he's Japanese makes it a little bit crazier, a little bit cooler for me, considering I am a little Japanese. Shout out to all my Nihonjins out there. But hajimemashite, my fellow Nihonjins. But yeah, so that's how baseball was down here in LA. Again, it's great to have baseball back. Hopefully I will see you guys at a lot of Dodger games. I'll definitely be going. I'm trying to get some more of those bobbleheads. I also heard they got a piggy bank. That sounds funny. I have not seen a picture of how it looks yet, but I will definitely be going to that game. So I'll see you guys there. And if you ever, just real quick, if you're ever at Dodger Stadium, you ever say you're going to go, and if you see that I'm going to be there too, say what up. You know what I mean? I'm no stranger to saying what's up. I'm a social butterfly. I like this. I'm a little personable. I wasn't most outgoing when I was in middle school. So, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid. Don't be a stranger. And so that's how baseball in LA went. Let's take a look at how the other round ball went down with the Lakers and the Clippers. And started with the Lakers, it looks as if they're embracing the old team tank philosophy at this point. Now, whether it's on purpose, I don't know. Not saying it is, not saying it isn't, but it's working. They've won a couple games here and there, but a lot of it's where they're making it interesting in like the first 3.5 quarters or so. Keeping it close or having a lead or something like that, and then just somehow blowing it in the end with last night's loss to the Kings as the most glaring example of that. But again, it's like I said, we got to do what we can to keep our picks. It's pretty messy at this point, and then it's just kind of, all the trades that have happened in the past and, all that stuff like that, and seeding and, if it falls in the top 3 or all that kind of stuff. So we'll have to wait and see how things shake up before we can really, start really getting serious about, okay, this is where they're going to finish, who should we look at they should try and take in the draft and all that stuff. But until then, as long as the games are fun or interesting for the rest of the season, for like the next couple weeks, as a fan, I'm fine. I know a lot of us are fine with that. Just hopefully, like I said, just get the guys experience, just chemistry with them playing together and all that stuff. That's really all we ask for. Speaking of moving forward, so Isaiah Thomas is out with a hip injury. I mean, it's the same. I believe it's the same injury. It's just been nagging along, and he had to get arthroscopic surgery to fix it or to address the issue. And apparently he's gonna be out for like 4 months, which is, listen, if you've been listening to this, you know how I feel about Isaiah Thomas. And then they're starting to say something about how they're interested in re-signing him. Lakers, if you're listening, please, please, please do not re-sign Isaiah Thomas. Please. Let another team waste their money on him. Please, please, please. I've mentioned it before, and I'm going to say it again. As he is a talented player. He is, no doubt about it. When he's healthy, he's very talented. But everywhere he's gone, there have been issues. Started in Sacramento. Then it worked its way down into Phoenix. Same kind of thing happened a little bit happened in Boston, but it's just, he played so well in Boston that kind of, it's like, okay, he's playing so well, we got to kind of let it slide. Went to Cleveland, had the same issues, calling people out about playing defense. Isaiah Thomas, of all people, calling out a team that he's not even playing on because he's injured, about how to play defense. And then it came into LA. Everyone's like, hey, all smiles and stuff. And then I was like, I called it, give it time for the honeymoon period to be over. And sure enough, he was yelling with Julius Randle on the bench probably about defense again. It's like, what the fuck? Who are you to talk about defense? you know, saying some shit like, "Oh, I'd be open to going back to Boston," when you're in LA. You know what I mean? So it's just that, like I said, just let some other team waste their money on him. And if anything, sign and trade him if anything, so we can get something for him. If some team is dumb enough to think that he has any trade value left. Like I said, it's fine by me. Just please, Lakers, don't resign Isaiah Thomas. Please save the money for someone better who's not going to, one, be injured, and two, be a locker room liability. I want to get off my soapbox about that. Again, going across the hall now with the Clips. Doesn't look too good for the Clippers and their playoff chances. They've dropped 2 in a row. Still in that number 10 spot. There's between the 10 and the number 4 spot in the West, they are separated by 4 games. 4 games, and it's definitely a rat race to the finish, especially on the bottom half. It's very, very, very close. Only 3 games decide the final 3 spots between 5 different teams, including the Clippers. It's going to be tough for them. It's going to be tough. They're 2 games back out of that number 8 spot, which is currently held by the Pelicans at 43 and 34. But like I said, they're 2 games back, and they only have 5 games left. And 4 of those games are against the other teams in the hunt, against the Nuggets, the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, and the Jazz. So that's going to be very, very tough. And each of those games is going to swing it even more. As opposed to if they were to play a different team, it would affect it by a half game. But since they are playing each other, it is going to be whole games. So these next 4 games are very, very, very important for the Clippers. Like I said, it's going to be tough as these teams are all have winning records, all doing well. Who'd have thought? You know what I mean? These teams are all. Who'd have thought that the Jazz, the Timberwolves, the Pelicans, and the Nuggets and the Clippers are all, in it together. So it's gonna be tough. If I had to put money on it, even, dare I say, put a gun to my head, I would think that the Clippers are probably not gonna get it. Let's see. Out of those, most of them are home games. Okay, so they are most home games. But they play the Spurs tomorrow. They got the Jazz on Thursday on the road, which is a tough place to win, especially the way they've been playing. But they finished the last 3 games at home. So hopefully they can get some momentum. And like I said, as long as long as they're playing hard and doing their best. That sounds corny as hell, I know. But look, like I said, it's probably not going to work out for them, and which is going to make for a very, very long offseason for them. So hopefully they could just, show some signs of hope for the future, I guess, with a lot of this younger, relatively unknown roster. And like I said, yeah. But again, I said it's going to be tough, and for my money, I don't think they're going to get it. I think that they just don't have enough to get over the hump. To get over that metaphorical hump, if you ask me. But then again, just like always, what do I know? I'm just a random guy sitting at his desk, talking into a microphone. Drinking Mountain Dew and eating Doritos. But that's gonna be it for me today. I just wanted to, like I said, quickly recap everything that went on in the wild world of sports. But like always, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you guys subscribe and spread the news and all that good stuff. Subscribe on anywhere you get your podcast. I'm probably there, mainly on the SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and I'm also now on TuneIn. Took a little bit longer than I expected, but I'm on TuneIn. So if you're an avid listener to TuneIn, or if you're listening to this on TuneIn, hey, what's up? But like I said, go ahead and subscribe there on TuneIn as well. I'm gonna then with the cool part of what I wanted to get on TuneIn, because TuneIn is also, they do a lot of live stream stuff. So I'm gonna work on that. I think I gotta use like Streamcast or Shoutcast or whatever it is. I gotta figure that stuff out and work on that. But I'm gonna work on some live stream stuff. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Or if you want to just give me some feedback, like, hey, that's a good idea, or hey, maybe that's not a good idea because you suck or something. I don't know, but just let me know. And if you want to let me know down in the comments below, or you can all follow along on all the socials: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. You can follow along at Brown Mamba Radio. I'm the only one. And if you look up Brown Mamba Radio and you see the SoundCloud, make sure it's not the link to my old SoundCloud. Again, for those of you who don't know, it got deleted. I lost everything. But then I re-uploaded everything, and it took a little while, but I re-uploaded everything manually by myself. So that's a very tough task. So make sure you subscribe to the one that's active now. It's Brown Mamba Radio, but there's a hyphen between the Mamba and the radio. So it's Brown Mamba hyphen radio, or Brown Mamba dash radio, whatever it is. But shout out to Dash Radio also. That'd be tight if I could get something on there. DJ Ski, holla at me. You know what I mean? Come on. Make sure you subscribe everywhere. Like, share, comment, all that shit. Follow along all the socials. And like always, everything is available on brownmama.us. Check it out. It's looking good. And also, just a quick thing. I was really bummed when I lost my old SoundCloud, because I had all my stats on it and all that stuff, and I had all the listens. And I am still very, very small potatoes in this thing. Even though I've been doing it for a little bit now, I'm still very small potatoes. I got a lot of, I don't want to say like dreams, but I got a lot of, hopes, and I got a lot of different things that I really, really want to do with this show or podcast, whatever you want to call it. But I got a lot of stuff that I want to do, and I know that I need to just keep getting these reps in and keep doing it, and just to build up enough, quote unquote credibility. So that way, the more stuff I want to do, and I can reach out to other people and, get more interesting people that I like, or that I think are cool, and to just mainly I want to do more interviews and have more conversations with cool people and stuff like that. And I just needed those stats, and just like I said, to kind of prove that I have a little bit of something, so I'm not just some fucking weirdo, even though, like I said, I still kind of seem like that, but whatever. I'm trying to get some credibility, and, it really sucked that, like I said, I lost, about almost 2 years worth of work and all that stuff. But it was very encouraging to see that as soon as I uploaded everything, I don't know who you guys are out there listening, but a lot of you were listening in a short amount of time. And I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate it. Maybe it's like I said, it's very, it's a good, confidence booster, to know that people out there are listening. And I just really want to say thank you, all you guys out there. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, I was pretty distraught and like down, and it really fucking sucked. And I almost thought like not doing this anymore, because I was like, fuck, man, I gotta start all over. I don't know if I can, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I just thank you. I really, really thank you guys for listening and rocking with me and fucking with my vision and all that shit. But I really appreciate it. So just wanted to take time to say thank you before I get out of here. And also before I want to get out of here, I wanted to give a big birthday shout out to the legend Marvin Gaye. It would have been his birthday today. I just want to say, please listen to some Marvin Gaye today. Listen to Marvin Gaye. If when I played music on my stuff, anytime something kind of serious happened, I would always play What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, and I love that song. That's top 10 all time for me. It's a great, powerful, beautiful song with great meaning. And like I said, if I just feel like if more people listen to Marvin Gaye, we can probably all, figure out what's going on, and try to live in peace, love, and harmony and all that stuff, and we can all live in love and harmony together. So please listen to some Marvin Gaye today, also I recommend listening to him live, to see the power of that man when he would sing. And as soon as he dropped the intro to that song, any song, how crazy the girls go. Just listen to that shit. It's good. It's good music. But yeah, happy birthday to Marvin Gaye. I'll try to be back later on this week. Hopefully I'll We'll be able to recap everything that happened everything that happened throughout the week. There's a lot more stuff going on in the world of sports. So, like I said, there's a whole lot for me to talk about. So again, thank you for rocking with me. I will try to be back later this week. And don't just have a good week, make it a good week. Drink more water out there. Health is wealth. Be kind to each other. It's easy to be nice. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.